Hello, hello, hello. Going to share to Daily Fillmore. Let's see. Did I accomplish that? Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. We're going to just give it a little minute here. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we'll just give it a few minutes for folks to have time to log in with us. Good Friday, God Friday, Marie and Keith, mwah, my personal heroes. I'm so happy that you are here with us today. Yeah, so we'll just give it a few minutes. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is a beautiful day here in Arlington, Texas. It's no longer like in the hundreds, which is, well, let's just say it's a blessing. Oh my goodness, it sure is. Yeah. So I hope everybody's having a great Friday. You're probably looking forward to a wonderful weekend wherever you're tuning in from. And aren't we just so grateful for the weekends? Yeah. It's a little different for ministers though, right? Yeah. Those are some of the busiest days of the week, but yeah, weekends. All righty. Well, we're just going to jump right in now and get started. It's a little bit after 12 noon Central Time, which is where this little program is coming to you from. We're in Arlington, Texas, Unity of Arlington. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Reverend Ann Tabor, and this is the 46th episode of Put a Myrtle on It. It's the 46th episode of Put a Myrtle on It. And this is the place to be for a little myrtle, a little prayer, and, just a little song. Now, today we are also broadcasting through Daily Fillmore. So we're really grateful for that opportunity. And welcome, whether you're here with us live stream or maybe you're catching this in one of the Facebook archives, or you might actually be watching it on our Unity of Arlington YouTube channel. So I just want to say a warm welcome again to Keith and Marie and to Marjorie. Welcome, welcome from London, Ohio. Awesome. And to Linda Christopherson, mwah, always a treat to have you here. So now I'm just going to jump right in here. So if you are new to Unity and not all that familiar with why this is called Put a Myrtle on It, I'm just going to highlight a few wonderful things about who Myrtle Fillmore is. Now, Myrtle Fillmore is one of the co-founders of the Unity movement. She and her husband, Charles, created Unity back in the late 1800s. And over these years, two other truly magnificent organizations have come from their early work. One, of course, is Silent Unity, which is one of the longest running telephone prayer ministries in the world, well over 125 years since its inception. And if you have not experienced praying with a Silent Unity telephone prayer chaplain, I really encourage you to call them. It's a toll-free call. It's there's no fee involved with that, and they would love to pray with you. And you can just simply Google Silent Unity to get that number. And then the other thing, of course, is the Daily Word magazine. The Daily Word magazine. I get the large print. And Daily Word is read by millions of people every day from all walks of life, all faith traditions. And I highly encourage you to subscribe to the Daily Word. But, you can also go to dailyword.com every day and you can read the Daily Word for the day for free. So there's a little hint. You can keep that in your hip pocket. So that just gives you an idea of what Charles and Myrtle started. But truly, this movement started with Myrtle and her prayer practice and how that began to grow over the years. And today, in our reading and what I'm going to share with you is very much about her personal experience. And so what I want you to know is that I am a Unity minister, licensed, ordained. I have a Master of Divinity, all that good stuff. But the reason that I became a Unity minister is because I fell in love with these spiritual principles and these practices. And in particular, Myrtle. I fell in love with Myrtle, and I feel like her teachings are as relevant today as ever. And so when I was in seminary, I coined the phrase, put a myrtle on it. And so since we are still growing through this pandemic together, and that's the way I like to think about it, we are growing through this together. What better time than right now to share some of Myrtle's seeds of truth and wisdom, truly. And so every Friday until otherwise notified, we are going to gather here at 12 noon Central Time or whenever you're watching this to do just that, to share in Myrtle's teachings, a little Myrtle, a little prayer, and a little song. Now, I do want to share this with you going in that, especially if you're new to New Thought, I like to say we're called New Thought, so we ought to have one. But this is not New Age, right? So this is not some kind of woo-woo magical thinking. This is about applying these principles, these spiritual principles to your life. And in that, that is the case no matter what your faith tradition is, because these principles work if you work them, right? They work if you work them. Hello, Catherine and Marion. Mwah. Hello. Hi, Jenny. Nice to have you here. Oh, from Unity North at yeah, I've been there. I'm from Atlanta, born and raised, by the way. So happy to have you here. Okay, so we're going to move along now to one of Myrtle's books, and this particular one is called How to Let God Help You. Now, I like to say emphasis on the word let, right? That's where the big hint is, how to let God help you. In other words, how to allow the space in which God can move through you and from you. But we have to allow this, right? There has to be a willingness involved. And so we're going to be sharing today from how to let God help you. And I have to tell you, when I was selecting this reading, I have to tell you, I got kind of emotional because this is Myrtle. This is core Myrtle Fillmore, and she is sharing from her heart, and she's sharing her own personal experience here. So if you have How to Let God Help You, today I'm going to be sharing quite a bit actually from chapter 23, and it's titled Health in the Home. Okay, so here we go. And again, I'm going to be sharing quite a lot today. So just settle in and take all of this in, because I promise you there's a divine appointment here. So this is right and perfect for you now, right now. Here we go. She writes, I know of no better way to assure the family circle that there may be health in the home than to give a chapter out of my own experience. It was many years ago that the truth, and when Myrtle writes truth, it's a capital T truth, meaning God truth, absolute truth, right? She says, it was many years ago that the truth of being was first brought to my notice. There seemed to be an urgent need of relief if my stay on this planet was to be prolonged. It was at the solicitation of friends already interested that my husband and I attended the first truth, again, capital T, truth class taught in the city, meaning Kansas City, Missouri. Now, if you're not familiar with Myrtle's story, she's reflecting on the lecture that she heard from Dr. E.B. Weeks. Now, this was back in the late 1800s, and this is what not only changed her path of healing, but changed her life, and it's what gave life to the unity movement. So she says, I must have been fully ready for the initial lesson, for it filled and satisfied all the empty, hungry longings of my soul and heart. This is so, oh my God, this is so precious. She says, human language cannot express the vastness of the possibilities that I saw unrolled before me, my possibilities. And so if you've ever been in that sacred place where you had a spiritual awakening, that's what she's talking about here. I'm just going to repeat that sentence again. Human language cannot express the vastness of possibilities I saw unrolled before me, my possibilities. While the routine of life went on pretty much the same, a new world opened within me. The physical claims that had been considered so serious faded away before the dawning of this new consciousness. And I found that my body temple had been literally transformed through the renewing of my mind. And so, of course, she is talking about the very moments in which she had a shift in consciousness. And, the scripture that she is referring to here, of course, is Romans 12:2, which is, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Everything begins in consciousness. She goes on to write, this is how I made what I call my discovery. I was thinking about life. Life is everywhere in man and in worm. Then why doesn't the life in the worm make a body like a man's? I asked. Then I thought, well, the worm has not much as sense as a man. Intelligence as well as life is needed to make a body. Here is the key to my discovery. Life has to be guided by intelligence in making all forms. The same law works in my own body. Life is simply a form of energy, of course, which never dies, right? And has to be guided and directed in man's body by his intelligence. How do we communicate intelligence? By thinking and talking, of course. Then it flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body, and I got marvelous results. Now, of course, this teaching from Myrtle, this sharing of her personal experience, this was the beginning of unity. This is what I base our guided meditation, our prayer and meditation on every single Friday. It's what I created a healing service around this, to bless the body temple, just to simply bless our bodies is such a powerful thing to do. Okay, so over the next couple of pages here, which if you have this, I encourage you to read it. It's quite powerful. But she starts talking about how she went to her liver and how she went to her eyes and how she, went to every part of her body. And, first of all, quite honestly, she asked for forgiveness because she realized in this practice how she really had not necessarily been kind to her body, right? Maybe she had taken certain body parts for granted, or when they weren't working as efficiently as she wanted them to. Maybe she was a little hard on her body, like. And think about this, when we have an ache, we're like, right? So Myrtle had a recognition about that, and she began to ask for forgiveness and then bless her body temple. And then she tells a great story about how, how she started to share this teaching with others. So I want to pick up on the bottom of page 126. And she says, and this was a part of the practice, and this is really important. She says, I did not let any worried or anxious thoughts into my mind, and I stopped speaking gossipy. Dun, dun, dun. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Are you contributing to gossip? I stopped speaking gossipy, frivolous, petulant, angry words. She said, I let a little prayer go up every hour that Jesus Christ would be with me and help me to think and speak only kind, loving, true words. And I'm sure that he's with me because I am so peaceful and happy now. She goes on to write, I want everybody to know about this beautiful true law and use it. Now, here's what I want to say about that. Here's Myrtle's instruction, right? Here's the Great Commission, if you will. I want everybody to know about this beautiful true law and to use it. And so if you're feeling it, if the Spirit is moving in you, then that makes you a minister of this teaching, a disciple, if you will, right? She says, and it's not a new discovery, but when you use it and get the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery, right? Okay, then she talks about an experience, this is so great, with her laundress, like the gal that was helping out in her home, and then how she applied the treatment to her children, and just continuing to prove this teaching, right? So I'm going to skip over now onto the last page of this chapter, and this is on page 130. She says, I think that I'm qualified to say that health and harmony are possible in any home, whether let me start again. I think that I'm qualified to say that health and harmony are possible in any home where either one or both of the parents make a pact with the ever-present and eternal goodness, capital G, goodness meaning God, to give loyalty and protection, just so far as we trust and rely upon the great invisible giver. Now, how's that for another name for God? The invisible giver. Just so far and so surely shall we receive from the holy only source of supply. Whatever may seem the lack or need in the home, the supply is at hand. God's world is crammed full of health. Okay, now I want you to lean into these last couple of sentences here, because here's the core teaching. She says, if it is health that you want, say so. God's universe is overflowing with unfailing substance. Fill your heart and soul with it, and you will never know poverty anymore. The great answerer, meaning God, makes no mistake. We get just what we ask for. And isn't that just so true? God is always ready. God is always ready. And so, be mindful of what you are affirming, both positively and negatively, because God, the source, the giver, the invisible answerer, the goodness is ready, right? And so, it will be as you claim and as you affirm. And God will say, as you wish, right? If you say so. And so, that is some good stuff. How to let God help you. If you don't have this, I really encourage you to pick it up. You can do that through the store at unity.org. You definitely want this on your bookshelf. Yeah. Okay. So here's the teaching. Here's the theory. And now we're going to take it into practice. We're going to take it into our time of prayer and meditation. So thank you, Mother Myrtle. Okay, I'm going to have a little sip of tea before I do this. Hello, Mary from Fredericksburg, Virginia. How lovely to have you here today. How lovely. And hello, Reverend Alden. Oh, always a treat. Our love and blessings to all the Studebakers, including, of course, Buster. Okay, so let's settle in now. Let's just prepare for our time of prayer and meditation together today. And so my invitation to you today is to give yourself permission to be here now, to be in this space, to know that we are co-creating this sacred space together. And so before we get started, I also invite you to allow my words to be your words. And the reason that I do this is that in this guided meditation, what you are hearing from me, I want you to hear it as I am, from the reference of I am instead of you are, because I think that helps you deepen your practice. And so let's just settle in here and, let your feet rest flat on the floor. You want to have your hands in an open and receptive position, just placed ever so lightly on your lap, ever so lightly on your lap. And now, turn within. And in this space, I allow my thoughts, my words, my actions, my deeds to truly come into alignment with my true nature, my love nature, my God nature. And so I take just a little moment here to just breathe ever so easily, just breathing in and breathing out. And I become aware that I am breathing life into this prayer, into this meditation. And so I begin by scanning my body temple. And I take Myrtle's teaching into this practice by blessing my body. And so I simply say, I bless my body, and I know that my body blesses me. I love my body, and I know that my body temple loves me. And that's where I begin this practice today. And so now I shift my attention to my consciousness, to my brain, to my mind, understanding that those are different things. And so I choose in this practice to speak words of life, affirming life, affirming God as my source. And so I begin to bless my body temple. And so I bless my skin, this beautiful skin suit that I walk around in. I bless my bones, my bone structure. I bless my eyes, my nose, my face. I bless my lips, my teeth, my gums, the power of my tongue and the words that I speak. I bless my ears, what I tune into, what I choose to listen to. I bless my throat chakra. And I commit, I make a vow to use my voice for good in this world. I bless my arms and my hands and my fingers. And I am aware and I step into the knowing that I am the very hands and feet and breath of God. And that's what I remember and how I show up in this world. I bless my heart chakra. I am in awe of the magnificent ways in which my heart, all of those chambers, this magnificent organ, the way in which my heart functions is truly such a blessing. I bless my entire chest area, my lungs, my ribs, my breathing capacity. I'm so grateful for the breath of life. I am so grateful for my entire nervous system and all of my internal functions. My gallbladder, my liver, my kidneys, my colon. Thank you for the opportunity to release what serves my body and what no longer serves my body, to just release and let go. I bless my back, my spine, my entire pelvic region. I bless my thighs. I bless my knees. I give an extra blessing to my knees today. I'm so grateful for the ways that my knees support me. And so I love them and bless them. I bless my calves, my ankles, my feet, and my toes. And so as I am able, I just ever so lightly lift my feet off the floor. And I circle my ankles in one direction, just ever so gently. And now I circle them in the opposite direction. And now I just place them ever so gently back on the floor. And I am aware of two things in this moment. One, the power of circulation, not only in my body, but in my own energy and how I show up in the world, and how the power of circulation works in the world. That what I give out circulates and comes back to me multiplied. And I am also aware of being rooted and grounded into the earth, and what that means in terms of supporting me and giving me solid support. And so once again, I just scan my body temple from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. And I bless my body. I bless my body in this moment. I say thank you, thank you, thank you, body. Thank you. I love my body and my body temple loves me. And so I am grateful. I am grateful for the radiant health and the radiant glow that my body temple is emanating and radiating. And now I tune into any area of my body that really is just wanting a little attention, that's saying, hey, I need a little grace. I need a little healing love. And so we just allow any area that might be feeling some tenseness or tightness, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be in my physical body, my emotional body, my spiritual body. It might have something to do with work or rest or nutrition. So I just allow that to be made known, and I create this space to listen to the messages that my body is sending me. And with that, all of these areas that are just radiating with wonderful health and glowing energy, I allow that to just kind of wash over any of these areas that are looking for a healing or looking for grace or looking for just something that allows a tenderness to go into those areas. A blessing, as Myrtle would say. Any particular area. It might be our heart, it might be my lungs, it might be my legs or my knees, and I just allow that healing energy, those mighty currents of God's healing energy to flow through me now, making me whole and free. And so I take this with me into the silence for just a few moments to experience this on an even deeper level, to experience God on an even deeper level, right here, right now, in the silence. I am so grateful for this healing energy. I'm so grateful for the knowing that love is the great miracle cure, that love is the great harmonizer. And so I am grateful for this experience of love. And I'm grateful for the understanding that this is always available to me. This soft place to rest my heart, my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul. This is always available to me. And so as I begin to leave this space, I do so with such gratitude. And I take this with me into the rest of my day with love, with joy, and enthusiasm. And so I pause for just a moment to say, thank you, sweet Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Hmm. Mm. 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 Well, we've had a little Myrtle. We've had a little prayer. And now it is time for a little song. Now, if this song is new to you, you can do it. It's so easy. And we're going to just sing it three times. I promise you, if it's new to you, after you hear the first round, you'll just jump right in. So let's do this. Here we go. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. From the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I'm healthy and whole in mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. I hope you were singing with me. Maybe you were more on key than me. Here is the good news. Here's the good news. That is how you put a myrtle on it. That is how you put a myrtle on it. Yes, indeedy. So I want to thank you for being here and creating this wonderful sacred space together. Good day, JC. Hi, Chawanda. Yes, happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. And so I want to encourage you to share this, put a myrtle on it. You can share it on your own page. This is just the teaching that everyone can benefit from. And as Myrtle said, we want everybody to know about this. This is not, I've just side story. Like I remember when I was in seminary and inevitably I would hear someone say, unity is the best kept secret. Well, let me just say to you, that is not my affirmation. My affirmation is Myrtle's affirmation. I want everybody to know about these spiritual principles. So I encourage you to share it. And also, if you'd like to share your spirit of generosity, you can do that by going to unityofarlington.org. You can click on the donate button, which will take you through PayPal pathway. We also use Tithely as our text to give. And of course, you can always email. You can mail in your contribution to Unity of Arlington, which all of that is posted with this live stream. So I encourage you to do that. Now, before I go though, let me tell y'all something. This Sunday is going to be so much fun. My talk title is "This Too Shall Pass." Really? Will it? Anybody else feeling like that during this pandemic? Really, will it? When? Right? I know we all want to know that. So that's what we're going to look at. And I promise you, if you have been using that phrase over your lifetime, which is, it's the perfect teaching. And there's a wonderful story behind that. I'm going to share that with you. So I hope you'll join us 11 a.m. Central Time, Unity of Arlington Facebook page. Every Sunday, we are live streaming from there. And with that, that is it for today's Put a Myrtle on It, episode 46. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you. I really do. God bless you. Until next time, peace and blessings. Mwah.